Why would you ever need 13 pots of Lotus? Well, if you have a big tank, like 650 liters, and you want to build a Lotus forest, that's what we're going to do today. I have Andras to help. It's going to be a teamwork, and we're going to use red moor wood, which we haven't for a while. We've actually selected a few pieces. This is a very basic hardscape. The angles are incorrect and so on, but we just left them in there so we don't forget what we actually planned. We're going to use some frodo stones as well, and the whole layout, as it usually is with the 650, it's going to be nature style. And the plan is to have a huge field of Lotus in the middle, which we have no idea how it's going to turn out, but we hope for the best. I believe we should start with the rocks. I don't remember the angles, how we wanted the wood to stand, to be honest. Do you?
Yes, the original plan was it's a bigger size rock for here, and we will make for the clear line for these woods.
Let's find a big rock that's going to be the base for that, and then we build up this side. And this part is going to be stones with epiphyte plants only later on. The full front is going to be sand. We actually want to lead the sand in between the two parts of the hardscape towards the back. What we wanted to save is to have this flow preserved throughout the build.
Yes.
We have an idea how these two should, because this is two pieces of wood, how these two should be compared to each other. We're not sure how they're going to stand inside the scape itself, but we're going to tie them together so it's easier to then figure out the final shape and then glue them. This should be leading towards the back. We might need to take this off. This way we have the wave coming through the scape. We have to do the same on this side. This is one piece, this is four pieces of wood. This one, I believe, was designed to like stand, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's a little bit flat for me, this area, but after the planting it's...
Like these three, and actually that's the fourth one. This makes a nice curve, which you can follow with the plants. And then you have a nice gap in between this and the background. Okay, so now the pieces are glued together, so we cut off the zip ties. And what we decided on doing is to actually stabilize the whole hardscape by gluing the big pieces on the glass, because we have like quite big surfaces actually touching the glass. That's the easiest, then we don't lose any of the height with putting something underneath the wood. So now this is connected like forever. There shouldn't be an issue. Rocks or soil?
Rocks.
Rocks first. I'm just thinking if we should put in like a thin layer of soil to make them able to stand more easily. Background is going to be soil completely, so we can fill up the corner up to about the piece of wood. This should be the edge on the other side. So we should have the sand in here. We're gonna use ADA power sand as the substrate. Yeah, it's the M size for now. We should use the L for the big one, but we have this on hand, so it doesn't make that big of a difference. Okay, so we're gonna use Amazonia version 2 now. It's 2 in a row. That's my second tank in a row where I don't forget these. Must be some kind of record. Draw a line on the side, then fill. Okay, this should be fine for the first layer. Right, and now we should start with the rock work. Leave this to you, I've done everything so far.
Okay.
We should build a barrier. So like the rock should be the front, and we should use the rock to push back the soil.
No.
There's the first scratch.
Yes.
This
No.
is a brand new front glass. Someone had to do it. Hey! There's the second one. That was me. Try to make it less like one line. This is good as it steps out. Make it zigzag. Thinking. Just give me a sec. If we pull this out and then just put something in here to close the gap, and we have a play in it. And this one I'm not sure of. Let's put the flat one, yeah, just like it is now. And then we may have an extra shape, maybe the other side. Flip it over. Yeah, that one. This is much nicer. And then just the small one that you wanted to use before, yeah. It gives some extra texture, and just leave this front part because this is really nice. Okay, so we've been discussing that this middle area is too open, too big, and we'll try this. It's not this one, but the idea is, I think it's good. With something like this. And it continues the line. It still makes it thinner. And if you look at it from the front, you're actually going to see the sand curving towards the left. Happy? We took a break and then came back and looked at it again, which is always useful if you're building hardscape and a new tank. And we are happy.
Yes.
Correct?
Absolutely.
We're going to need to fill much more soil in the back because there's just a base layer, and then we're going to need to put in the sand in the front. Do soil first because it's going to roll over anyway, so then we do another cleanup and then we can put in the sand. We actually going to follow the tip we got from the guys from Horizon Aquatics when they've been here doing a 60p for us. They mix the ADA Colorado and ADA La Plata 50-50. How the hell did they do it? I don't remember. It's like doing a rub for barbecue.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, so that's the new Amazonia version 3. Okay, so hardscape is done. We're gonna go ahead with planting now. Obviously first we're gonna make the soil wet, moist. Tropica was kind enough to sponsor this video with the plants. I went a bit crazy. Don't have that much space, as many plants I've ordered, but we're gonna use quite a lot. Let's start the planting. Here in the front area, we're going to use the Aquarius parvula, which is going to be quite long, but not much longer than it is now. In the second layer, in between these two branches and coming across, we're going to have the Lotus, and we're going to mix it with Aquarius aticularis, which is longer. Okay, so now we have the Aquarius parvula and the Aquarius aticularis. At the moment, they look quite identical, but actually the aticularis is going to be higher than the parvula. So we have to make sure that we don't mix them up. Short one goes in the front. And then the aticularis goes in with the mixture of Lotus. Draw a line here, and in front, all to the edge. In front of it, we're gonna have these and the Lotus mixed, and then behind, we're gonna have the long plants. Okay, so when you work with Lotus, you have to be a bit more careful cleaning it. You need to be very gentle when you pull it out, because there is actually a bulb inside. That's why. I'm not actually sure if you need that, to be honest, because it already has roots keeping the bulb on. If it comes off, you can try planting it, and if the plant already has some roots, then it should be fine without the bulb, but best is to try keep it intact. to be gentle, but it's quite difficult to actually put it under the soil. Sometimes I help with my fingers, just push it down. We won't just see the single stems of the lotus, but there's going to be grass around them. It won't be really dense because the lotus is going to actually create shadows over it. So now we are heading to the background with Cyperus Halfairy in the first row, and behind it we're going to use the Aquarius montavidensis, which I don't think we've ever used in this big tank where it actually belongs. The higher the tank, the better it grows and the better it looks. It's going to create a complete curtain on the back. That's what we do now. Cyperus is the thicker one, that's what goes in the front row, and then the thinner one is going to go in the back because the montavidensis is going to grow much denser than the Cyperus. So probably it will look a bit nicer if it's behind. We decided not to use the stem plants because, well, this is just going to be enough. We're also going to use a bunch of epiphytes. We don't want to cover the hardscape, but we want to dress it up quite nicely. And even the sand area, we need a bunch of plants because there's too much sand at the moment. So the first epiphyte we're going to use is the Microzorum narrow, which I like because of the narrow leaves, as the name suggests. This is the smallest type, and even in a big tank like this, the rest is just too big for my taste. So yeah, we're going to bunch them all up because this is about 3 pots. So yeah, that's going to be about 1 portion. And as usually, I'm going to try to just tuck these in, so that's what I'm going for, to have it as natural as possible. Okay, so I've asked Aaron to go to Balázs and get his stash of ADA wood tight. I can't even tie like 3 pots together. So this is not going to be enough. I have a new one. So this is the ADA wood tight. It comes with this cutter built in. Cut it longer, like I did now. I tied the 4 pots together, and I could use this to tie the whole thing onto a branch. Just make sure that I don't kill the lotus. So the next plant we're going to use is the Anubias Nana Putty, the small-leaved one, and I believe we're going to use this around the bottom. And these are tied together, so I have bigger patches because this is a big tank. And then we're going to do the same with the philandras. So as Anders is finishing up the final plants, we are done. And the main character of this scape is gonna be the lotus, which we have no idea how long it's gonna take to be actually visible. Not sure how it's gonna look in the final shots that you see at the end of the video, but I'm hoping for the best. So, surprise, surprise, the lotus has worked. It's grown in real nice. We have some big leaves on the top. It's actually got to the point where we needed to trim it because it was too much and it was creating shadows all around the tank. So even though the setup is just a few weeks old, for some reason the lotus was really quick now, and we need to make sure that we leave enough light going down into the tank, but it's getting close to what we imagined when we decided to use it. That's truly a surprise because it's just been a few weeks since we've set up this tank, and it's come up really quick. The other thing that has come up is the wood, which, well, just a few minutes ago I was grabbing on it and proving that it will never float. It did. This side after 2 days, if I remember correctly, this side a couple days later. So now it's all fixed. We went back to the classic solution of using weighing stones that kept down the wood until they soaked, and now it's perfect. Don't need to worry about it anymore. Special thing about this tank is we are testing some new filter media, which is the new type of EHEIM SUBSTRATpro. I believe it's called SUBSTRATpro Oxygen, and the reason for that is it is covered or mixed with tourmaline, which is, well, we've known this thing before, we've used it before. As it touches water, it activates and provides oxygen, which, well, inside your filter is very important for your bacteria. It's flawless. This tank started without any issues, probably in part thanks to the new filter media. Fish need to grow. We've gone with some bosemani, which, well, these are about half the size or even less than what they should be and what they will be. And also we put in some black neon tetras. What is less of a surprise is all the other plants. Everything is going really good. The microzoariums are growing and densing up quite nicely. The colors are really bright and we don't have any of the blackening issue that sometimes happens with microzoariums. All the other epiphytes are fine, and the grass, the yellow aquarist, even in the shadows, that's why we used the longer type. I believe it was a mix of yellow aquarist parvula and Laticularis. Those are perfectly fine in some shadow areas. Not like the mini version, which is really keen on powerful lighting. Some not too nice end pieces of the branches have, well, they've gone unnoticed while we've been building. We realized the fact afterwards, and we put in some Physidance moss to cover these areas. We didn't want to go with any kind of aggressive moss like Weeping or Christmas, which then will go around the whole tank. Physidance is very slow and it's a very fine moss, so yeah, it doesn't take away any from the scape itself. And the rest of the plants, they're just gonna blend in, especially once everything is grown behind them. So this is a tip to cover the straight cuts with moss. If you guys want to see all the previous versions of our biggest tank in the showroom, you can find all the videos here. Thank you for joining us today. See you next time. Goodbye.